Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a great week. Today is the 1st of July, 2022, and the first day of the second half of the year. And this is your Friday planning video. As we've ended the worst opening 6 months of the year in the market since 1970, it's time to end that half and start the next half with some planning ideas. The Monday market update due to the upcoming holiday, it'll be on Tuesday next week, but that video is where we'll keep talking about the ups and downs and even some of the playbook for this market. I want to take the first day of the second half of the year to reset your focus, your concentration on what we always come back to, your goals. I've spoken to many of you over the past 6 months of the down markets and discussed the goals and any change to them. This is the gut check time when we have to test our resolve and see if our goals were based solely on the environment around you. On these videos and elsewhere, we've spoken about the TINA idea, that is, there is no alternative. And we've also spoken about the FOMO idea, or the fear of missing out. It always comes back to this. Are you in this as a competition against the market, your friends, or maybe the indices, or are you in this to reach your goals? I'll admit, sometimes these can run parallel courses, but that's not what I'm talking about. The earlier we're in the investment process, otherwise known as the younger you are, or further away from retirement or major cash needs, the earlier we are in this, the harder it is to get a real focus on the goal, but that is only if the goal is just a number. I would contend that the goal should be more in the way I always try to frame it to you. You should be able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and let me worry about how we're going to get there together. If we focus on this goal, we'll be able to back into the numbers, and as you can imagine, they'll change often with inflation and taxes, but as we constantly talk about those goals, we'll keep coming back to the need to define and redefine. So let's take some time as we start the second half of the year to focus on those goals, what they are, and let's talk about how we're going to redefine them if we need to, or recommit to them. We'll also make sure that the recent environment has not changed your risk tolerance. You've heard me refer to the fact that those that have been in the market for less than 10 years have not been aware that prices actually can go down. Well, the past 6 months, unfortunately, have reminded those of us who have been doing this for a while and let everyone else know that it can happen. It's very important that as much as I've been telling you that you cannot base your goals only on the up market, you should also not base it on the past 6 months either, not your long-term goals anyway. I want to add 2 more things before we go into the weekend. First, I want to visit a phrase that they use a lot about taxes. Most of you joke about it. That is, I don't give personal tax advice. And I usually blame my amazing compliance team for that, but let me just tell you how important it is that you work closely with your tax advisor. There are so many moving parts in most of your financial plans. There are many, many ways that a tax misstep can be made. That's why it's so important to bring your tax advisor in on so many of these plans. I see it often. Those that choose not to do so or do it after the fact, we often have difficulty further down the line. And finally, from a CNN article last night, I wanted to end the planning portion of this video with a little bit of upbeat information. Since everyone likes to point out that the last time we had a market open this year as poorly as this, it was 1970. So in 1970, the S&P 500 was down 21% over the first 6 months of the year. For the year 1970, the S&P 500 closed up over 3.5%, including accounting for dividends. So there is hope. So I hope you have a great weekend. Celebrate the 4th of July holiday. Be safe. And for my dog's sake, please keep fireworks to a minimum. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.